Hello, friend. My name is Dr. E.O. Paul, and I'm glad and excited to be here today to talk about something that I believe will give you tremendous value. Now, if you are tuning in for the first time, this is the first time you are interacting with my video, I would like you to kindly go to the notification area and click the notification button. First and foremost, subscribe, click the notification button, and share this video with as many people as you can share to. It is very important that we are able to help to build knowledge in our world, the right knowledge. And for me, as an individual, my goal is to be able to help people to discover, develop, and deploy their potentials for maximum productivity. That's my life mission, and that's what I'm all about. And so today, I want to really do a heart-to-heart talk with you because I have seen from my years in the area of mental health and relating with even patients that have physical illnesses, there are some things I've been able to get, which I think that I need to really pass it on to people so that they can understand how they can use this understanding to improve their lives. Now, the first thing is that as good as medications are, one of the things that we need to take care of first and foremost is our thoughts. A lot of people don't know how powerful their thoughts are. In fact, for me, I think that that is the most important part of our makeup that we need to pay attention to. Now, the reason why I say that is because everything that you decide to do arises from your thinking processes. In fact, if you look at the media, if you look at anything you want to talk about, all of these things, they are done because they want to project a thought. They want to, reveal a narrative. They want to share a perspective. They want to share an opinion. And all of these is to be able to influence our thoughts as human beings. Now, so for example, if you see people who are involved in, let's say, suicide missions and all that, what happens is that they don't just set out on the mission. There is a thought-changing process. Now, that is an extreme example anyway, but what I'm trying to say is that our thought as human beings is so essential. If you do not take heed or take care of your thoughts, your thinking processes, your life is going to be messed up. Even if you are obviously talented, you are skilled, there are many things you can do, or you were, doing well in the past. If you must learn how to think, you must learn how to think properly. It is so important. And so today, I want to talk about your thoughts, your thinking processes. Your thinking processes is what influences every other thing in your life as a human being. So your thinking processes, when you think a thought, and there are different ways we can receive a thought. Maybe you read something, or you hear something, or you watch something, or you heard somebody telling you something. All of these are ways that you can receive thought impulses into your being. Okay, so whichever way you receive these thoughts, or even you can self-generate thoughts, whichever way that these thoughts come about in your mind, there's a set of processes that the thought goes through that eventually affects you as a human being. And so the thing is that what are the things that is giving you those sources of thoughts? And then the other thing too is this, because in the thought process, there's a part of the brain that is responsible for storing information. So for example, let's say you think a thought and it can go as a passing thought, but you see, if you hear it over and over again, that thought is going to be registered in a certain area of your brain. Okay, there are memory systems in the brain. Okay, it's quite complicated if you want to talk about it anatomically, but I like to make things simple so that the layman can understand. So there are certain parts of your brain that is involved in the memory processing okay, that now stores that information or that thought that has been repeated over time, and it now becomes stored as a long-term memory. And so, if you are involved in watching or receiving a thought impulse repeatedly, the same thought impulse repeatedly, what is going to happen is that that thought impulse will eventually become stored in the part of your brain whereby it is involved in storage of memory. Now, for example, let me use a practical example. If you watch, if you're on social media, for example, most of the social media apps that we have, they now have shorts or reels, shorts. For example, you talk about YouTube shorts, whereby it runs for like 15 seconds and so on. There's Instagram, there is Facebook shorts, they are different. All of them have. Now, so if those shorts, they are meant to project information for just a few seconds. Now, as you keep scrolling, you're going to notice that as you scroll past those shorts, you really will not be able to remember how many shorts. I mean, you could spend the next 2 hours just going through shorts, and you would have taken in so many information. Now, watch this. It is the one that you spend some time to think about that's going to make a more strong impression in your brain. Why? Because you spend some time to process that information you have heard in that short. Okay? But if you spend the next few hours just scrolling through hundreds of shorts, it will be difficult to really recollect all of the shorts that you have given your mind or your attention to. And so, in terms of processing information, there is a place of, thinking through and then align that thing, because all of those shorts you are going through, they are just being stored in short-term memory. After a while, it wears away. There's no memory trace in the memory system in your brain. And so that's how the brain works. Okay. Now, why it's like that is because it's very simple. If you are going to be storing every single information that you process or that you encounter, then it's going to get you to be overloaded. So the human brain is designed in such a way that the thing you pay attention to by thinking on it or spending some time to think or to reflect on it, it's what is going to be stored or moved from your short-term memory into your long-term memory. So that's how it goes about. But you see, all of these things, they start from the place of thought. Thought has to be stimulated, okay? And then when you spend some time to reflect on that thought, it's going to move from the short-term memory into the long-term memory where it is stored, and then you can recollect at will. Okay? So some people who have problems with memory issues, there are a number of factors involved in the memory, in storing memories, which I don't want to go into here because we're not talking about memory right now. But I'm basically focusing on the issue of thought. What are the things you're giving attention to? What are the things you are repeatedly giving your mind to? What are the things you are repeatedly aligned to pass through your mind? So these things are very vital because they form the basis for how your life evolves. They form the basis for the decisions you will take. So it's a whole lot. And I believe that this has given you some insight into making sure you take care of the information you allow into your mind. You take care of the information you allow to remain in your mind, the information you allow to process in your mind, so that you don't put yourself at risk. It is up to you. The ball is in your court. I hope this has been beneficial. My name is Dr. Oronana, aka Dr. E.O. Paul, and I'd like you to be a part of what I'm doing and benefit from all of the things I've shared in my YouTube channel. Share this information with other people and let them get the benefits of the things I'm sharing. All right, we'll talk again.